we are back with Terra Nullius, going into part 2 of today's episode. You guys found some magic items, so congratulations.
Yeah.
So by next session, I'll come up with the interesting historical facts about these magic items. The potions won't have any interesting historical facts about them because they're just potions.
Once upon a time, someone made a potion.
Exactly. But the crystal ball and the ring of elemental command will have some interesting little fun facts about them. So,
am I finally gonna get a vision? Ari's never gotten visions before.
I mean, you had one with Envy Shadow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you not have him with the beans?
I don't think so.
She learned something about it, but she didn't have a vision necessarily. Yeah. Cool. Okay, cool. So you guys camp for the night, and I assume there's a host of things y'all want to do. So have at it.
Yeah, I want to teach Darius how to read more.
Okay, sounds good. Yep.
I would like to work on the Darius.
Of course.
Loyalty.
So let's go in the order that we just described that. So Raya, go ahead and roll to teach Darius, and if you're gonna make the roll, or you can just bank a day.
13? Is that just one day?
Just one day, yeah.
Cool, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, 19.
Cool. Okay. Let me see what.
Oh, I was actually going to ask you about this, Caleb.
Yeah.
So, since Emily and Jordan can make multiple rolls per session for their things, I feel like I should be able to for Miggy too.
Yeah. I mean, so the reason we didn't do that is because the first time that we did the whole XP thing was when you got a critical. And then you were like, I don't think it makes sense to keep rolling because that probably just carries the rest of the time. I was just listening to that episode again. So yeah, you can make multiple rolls per day. Yeah. I'm fine with that.
I mean, per session, not
As in once per day, multiple per session. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I think that will get him towards his goal much quicker.
It will. So you give him 450 XP. So good job. How's that going? Like, is there any difference now that you're like officially like a thing and actually like love each other sort of a thing? Is there any difference in the way that's going?
Yeah, I mean, I think Ari, she's definitely different for sure. Like, I think is, she's not like, but I picture Ari before this just constantly having a resting bee face all the time.
Yeah.
And now and now it's just kind of like,
you have a normal face.
Yeah, like she's just like smiling a little bit more, and so
you said a resting bee face, and I'm like, what kind of face does a bee make?
What face does a bee make?
It's Jerry Seinfeld.
And she's always asking people if they like jazz.
You broke Caleb.
What?
You gotta throw in those bee movie.
Emily, I love you. So good. That's amazing.
So yeah, I think maybe she's like positively affirming him more.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Good shot.
Yeah, giving him. Yeah, I just think it's just maybe affirming him more.
Yeah. And I would like to think that you guys just have fun while doing this.
Yeah.
Right? You guys are like just legitimately enjoying like hanging out and like training together, and you're like laughing when one of the other gets the edge on the other, that sort of thing, right? Like, yeah. Yeah.
I think though after we're done training, she like goes up to him and is like, she's just like, I'm really sorry about this morning.
Oh, what about this morning?
Just what I did to you. I'm sorry that I put you through that.
Sorry, Ari.
Oh, I forgot it was the same day. I was like confused, and I was like, right. Okay, so he wouldn't have said that. I guess he would have actually, because maybe he wasn't even thinking about it. And
it's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
Are you sorry that you said you loved me?
Jeez. Right, exactly. No. So yeah, he looks at you and he nods and he says, I accept your apology. It's not necessary, but I accept it all the same.
I just thought it was best for you, but I don't know.
We all do dumb things when we think it's best for someone else.
It's doing that though that made me realize that I love you.
Then it was a necessary evil. And he like leans in to kiss you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she says, "No more secrets between us."
Never.
Then I think it's time to tell you why I hate dragons so much.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
And she's like, "We'll see if you still love me after I tell you this.
I guarantee you that I will.
We'll see."
Maybe even more.
So I think for the next like hour or two, she goes through like everything. Like everything that the whole backstory that I've told you guys, Mickey now knows. Like, and so I think we frame it in a way where like she starts off by telling like, you know, when I was little, you know, Samuel and I used to go out and like shoot arrows and whatnot. And then it all changed when this event happened. And eventually I had to go do this trial. And so it starts off with her like reminiscing kind of, and like, I think even
things we've already seen in a flashback. Yeah.
Actually, some things I think I haven't revealed yet.
Okay.
I think he'll know it, but I think you, Caleb, you know.
I know everything now.
You know everything.
Yeah.
So Miggy now knows these things. They don't. But
right. Okay. Yeah.
They will know eventually.
So basically, we just get like a fadeaway as you start explaining the story, and then like it's assumed that you've told him everything, but the audience doesn't necessarily know exactly the details.
Right.
Yeah.
So like we frame it where like she starts off like reminiscing and like I think even laughing at certain points, like us and Samuel said like this dumb thing and whatnot.
Yeah. Sure.
All these things, and then it slowly gets more and more serious, and eventually it leads to her like, I think Miggy can tell like the regret that she has in her tone when she's talking about specifically what she did with the dragon egg. And she's like, and then we end with like, and then I fled to Africa and never went back. And then Navarro I met Navarro like 10 years later, and here I am now.
So you went to Africa right after?
Yeah,
whole
that's
situation?
right.
Okay.
I fled.
Okay, cool. I don't think we knew that about Ari. So that's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense, honestly.
I think she should get inspiration.
I mean, yeah, of course, yeah.
I mean, I think I already have it from
I feel
my
like you already have it, yeah.
performance
But
last session, but I'll take it. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, sure. So,
I mean, how does he take to the fact that I
Yeah.
killed a bunch of innocent people using a dragon egg? I mean, it's heavy.
yeah, I'm trying to decide if there's like a role here at all,
Don't
or
make me roll persuasion.
no, it doesn't make any sense for you to roll persuasion. You're not trying to persuade him of anything. You just want to tell him the truth.
I just want to tell him the truth and be like, this is my secret that I haven't told anybody. Well, I told Darius technically, but I don't remember that.
Yeah.
You make a mental processing check.
Yeah, make a wisdom save.
Wait. Shoot, I did tell Darius that.
Right. So I think, I mean, he's obviously somewhat fazed by it because like anyone would be hearing the story.
Right, and that's why I really want to emphasize the regret she says in her tone,
Yeah.
like, of it, like just how she's like. And...
So I think halfway through the story, he starts like holding your hand, as you're like telling the story, and then when you finish, he just squeezes your hand, and he looks in your eyes and he says, "I feel exactly the same about you as I did when you started the story." Just like to affirm that up front. Of course, it sounds like a lot, and I mean, it seems like it's something that you regret a lot. But
it's the only, holding on to the regret is the only thing that I think has made me not an evil person.
then that's good. We all need those sorts of things in our life. I mean, you already know mine. And
I was 13. I was stupid.
yes.
I just wanted to hurt the people that hurt me, and I realized I did exactly to them what they did to me, if not worse. I blame myself. I blame dragons for taking away my family.
It makes a lot of sense now why you would attack that dragon while you were in a boat, which is not a thing that I normally expect you to do. But yeah, I have nothing else to say. I love you. Yeah, you just...
That's it.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I just wanted to frame that
Yeah,
she
no,
knows
of course, yeah.
everything. Get it over with.
Yeah. Oh, perfect, idyllic happiness that will eventually be ruined somehow, I'm sure.
Somehow. Okay, I'm done.
Cool, that's awesome. All right, so Darius, you wanted to finish that figurine?
I wanted to try to.
Baby
Yeah.
Darius.
Do it, Darius, my boy. All right, I mean, you're working on it.
Okay.
Still got
I mean,
some...
it is.
You just
it is
started
a little
on it,
bit.
so...
Yeah, well, it's also a little harder because Darius has to figure out what he looks like.
Yeah, that's true, right? You're not
I mean,
constantly...
you're probably like looking in the swamp water, like.
It's just like I can't
so
see
I feel
myself.
I feel like it's a combination between looking at the swamp water and trying to get a good picture, and like looking at like using his shield as a mirror and like trying to figure out like.
You know what could perfectly help you do this? The crystal ball. You could scry on
Oh my
yourself. Know exactly what you look like.
Excuse me. That's going to be used for more important things tonight.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, so that happens. Darius, you're working on it. Toity, is there anything you wanted to do before we obviously get to Raya's scrying session?
I'm good for now.
Okay. Cool. I think you sense, or when the 8 hours hit, you suddenly sense like a connection you didn't even realize was there, just kind of like sever suddenly.
Makes sense.
And this is the thing. You've never felt this before from the Rod of Rulership, right? Like this is not a thing that normally happens when you charm something, but there was some sort of weird psychic connection more than normal that happened.
Would this have been like in the middle of the night?
8 hours from.
When did it technically happen? When did it technically?
Yeah, it was like midday actually. So this will be in the middle of the night when this happens. You'll probably wake up in a cold sweat and just like suddenly realize that there's a connection severed that you didn't realize was there.
Okay.
But yeah, that is the thing.
To answer your question, Jordan, yes. Ari was a neutral good character before she killed everybody with the dragon egg.
Awesome.
That's
Oh,
my favorite character.
Can I read you a little thing about a spell I have right quick?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Ceremony. You perform a special religious ceremony that is infused with magic. When you cast the spell, choose one of the following choose one of the following rites, the target of which must be within 10 feet of you throughout the casting. First one on there. Atonement. You touch one willing creature whose alignment has changed, and you make a DC 20 Wisdom Insight check. On a successful check, you restore the target to its original alignment.
That's really cool.
Oh my
Interesting.
gosh.
Now
that's lit.
Now remember when I also mentioned how Darius had a plan for getting a certain someone out of the duty of being guardian?
Mm-hmm. What's another thing you can do? Oh, just by changing their alignment. Yeah.
That's my thought. Is like,
That's
what
fair.
if
it also might make something go horribly wrong.
Well, that's why my thought is, what if Darius and Orbeus were doing it at the same time?
If you could somehow coordinate that would be pretty cool. And I'm into that idea.
Difficult, since technically time stops when she's in there.
Exactly.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if that would work. But
and Darius doesn't know that Orbeus exists, so...
I don't even think we technically know that Raya's alignment has switched to true neutral.
No,
technically,
not necessarily, no.
Not necessarily.
Because
nobody knows their alignment exactly.
Right. Like, and that's why, that's why Ari worded it that way, right? Like, I used to be a good person.
Yeah.
And then this thing happened where I'm just like, I had to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be.
Alignment is a systemization of morality that's actually much more abstract than the game gives us credit for. Yeah.
But at the very least, I don't know how the conversation would ever come up for.
I don't. Yeah, I don't either.
Even for Ari.
Even for Ari's, yeah.
Darius.
Yeah.
It's like, well, because that would be super.
Well, I mean, she constantly says that. She's like, I'm not a good person. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. Like, she says that a lot.
A good Emperor of Evil, maybe, but not a good person.
A good man.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So cool. So Raya Olafemi, you gonna do some scrying?
Yes, I'm gonna find a little place that's like, within line of sight of
Yeah,
the rest
yeah.
of the camp, but off on my own, and take out my new orb
Mm-hmm.
and look at it and cast scrying
Oh my
on
god,
Sabu.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's awesome.
So I'm gonna do this, but it's a DC 17 save, but he gets a -5, I'm assuming, because I know him well.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
You know him very well.
You know he's lying.
Do not worry, I do not have a bit of his nail on my person. He does not get an additional -10.
That would be really creepy if you did.
So if
Kept
he
like a
succeeds,
toenail clipping of his for
know
years.
that, like, you tried to do this?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Let's look.
Is that not what the save is for?
The save is if it works or not. Like if I will end up being able to like actually
Oh,
scry
okay.
on him. I specifically was reading it, and it didn't say whether or not he
Doesn't say.
knew.
No, it is not a thing that happens. You can't tip someone off to the fact that you tried scrying on them.
If they are able to see invisible things, then they would know because they would see an orb appear.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I could think of that would let them know.
Right, that makes sense.
And
unless
it
they
doesn't make any
told him.
noise either, right? So
No.
it would only be if they happen to have like true sight on or something.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Well, cool. So I'll make this wisdom save at -5.
Correct.
Okay. Well, so just the thing to remember here. Well, not to remember, but you'll see soon enough that Sabu has a pretty good wisdom. So
Yeah. Oh.
Oh my gosh. No, it's a -5.
-5, which is
Oh, minus
17 exactly,
17
which means he
exactly
saved.
Is the
Yeah.
DC. Yeah. He
No.
Yeah. So,
saved. Oh,
um,
I don't have a likeness or a picture of
the
him.
target isn't affected, and you can't use this spell against it for 24 hours. So, Raya, you try to use the orb, the crystal ball.
The other orb.
The other orb. You have 2 orbs now. You try to use
I have 3 actually.
No, that's true because you have the drift globe. You just collecting
collector
orbs.
of orbs.
That's awesome.
An orb purveyor.
An orb purveyor,
if you
yeah.
may.
And
And
so
she has Orbeus.
it's true. So that happens. And so it just kind of like fizzles and it doesn't work. So sorry about that.
Okay, so I just kind of get a little disappointed. So I'm instead just gonna cast message at 4th level.
You don't have
I
any.
I don't have any thirds left.
Oh,
So
you
you
said
can do
it
it
before.
at
Okay.
I only sent 3 messages. I looked back at my message note,
There you go.
and I had only transcribed 3 messages this morning. So I have 2 more that I can do. Let's see. So
Is there anything else anyone wants to do while we're waiting for Raya to draft a message?
that might be time.
Not really.
Okay. So I sit there and cast message, and I just say, "Hope all is well. Wanted to emphasize to you to be careful. I almost died today from the creatures of this land.
Okay.
Worry about me."
Yeah, do you want to make a check of some sort if that's what you want to get across?
I want him to be careful, but also to like be concerned
Yeah,
about my
make a
well-being.
make a charisma save.
Okay. Is Darius nearby crafting
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
baby Darius?
I mean, if you said you were like away from everybody.
I
though.
said I was definitely in line sight.
Not 10
line.
feet away.
Yeah, 10 feet away is.
I don't know where Darius hangs out.
I don't. Make a luck save.
Well, she got a 15.
15.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, he says, be careful yourself, stranger. And you can tell that he's saying like stranger in kind of like a funny way, right? Like
we have nicknames now.
Exactly. And then he says, we should be arriving to the new world in no more than a week's time.
So does that mean when he sees you, he's gonna say, "Hey there, stranger"?
Yeah, he might.
He's not gonna know who I am.
Oh my gosh, what if he goes up to Ari and says that instead?
I think he can make the guess because
No,
it
he
said it was an Olafemi family
Exactly.
and she's a tiefling. So, like...
Yeah, I mean, and where else are you gonna see a?
Wait a second. Did you give him your last name ever?
Yeah,
Yep.
I did. I did
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah.
Because you
No,
like
I
don't
did
hold it
yesterday.
against.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Yeah, and I
did
think didn't he make
yesterday.
some sort of comment like I didn't remember them having a child?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I just remembering.
Which I just want to be like, there's things that you don't know that I'm like,
I mean, yeah, you at any point you could tell him everything that
know.
happened, but it's probably better to
No,
build up
there's-
a rapport
there's
first.
things that only Caleb, that only you and me know about stuff too,
That's true.
that I haven't revealed. That
That's
I'm like,
fair. Yeah.
Okay,
That's fair.
so he says that. I guess I will say.
Yes, while we were like, everyone's winding down, Darius would probably try to access the memories again.
Sure, yeah.
Like defenders.
Okay, I have one more cheeky message
Yeah,
that
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna send, and I just reply back. Well, then I guess I'll try to stay safe long enough to reintroduce myself. Then. Winky face.
Okay.
You know.
So, do you want to make
Because he called me stranger.
Yeah.
It's a really good joke.
So
Do you
I would
wanna
just like
make-
to point
Yeah,
out,
go ahead.
I just want to point out the fact that she originally introduced herself as someone that he knew from a long time ago, but has also now said that she is an Olafemi, and then he said, I didn't realize they had a child.
Yeah.
So it's this weird, like,
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
So,
but-
so he's guessing that maybe they had a child that they sent off to boarding school or something, and he met once and never heard about or whatever.
Long ago.
Yeah, long
I
ago.
mean, in the court nobility, you just meet a bunch of people,
It's true.
and it's just like, oh, hello.
It's definitely
I don't
way
know
more
who you
weird.
are.
It's definitely way more weird for him because his family and your family are such bitter enemies that like he feels like he really should have remembered like a child. But that's the thing. He doesn't think you're lying because you've made the rolls to make sure that's the case, right?
I mean, and she's
Yeah.
not lying. So
And she's not,
I'm
right?
not.
Exactly. But he's just kind of a little confused and intrigued by like, and she definitely wants to meet you and like. hash
I
this
am
out.
very intrigued.
But yeah, so Raya, would you make one more charisma save for me?
Yes,
just like how there's. I just still loved how they were bad at lying to each other.
I know.
It was so
You're
cute, yeah.
Cute. Okay.
You can take advantage on this, I think.
Okay. 12.
Okay, 12 isn't super great.
But it's not super bad.
Sorry, what was the last part of your message? Oh, it was
I'll try to stay safe till long enough to reintroduce myself then.
right.
Don't forget the winky face.
he's gonna like be like, when did we meet, by the way?
Yeah,
I
I'm trying
can't
to.
tell him until tomorrow.
Crap, I had a really cheeky response too, and now I can't remember it.
Ugh.
Can you repeat the entire message to me and just see if it jogs something? I'm trying to remember.
Well, then I guess I'll try to stay safe long enough to reintroduce myself.
Okay, that was the whole thing. All right.
Yeah. That was like the whole thing. It was
yeah.
just a little cheeky
yeah.
bit. No meat to it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No
I remember.
meat,
I
all
remember
cheap.
what it is now. Okay, so he says, do you want to set up a regular time where we can have these conversations? I have the spell too. I'm sorry for making you waste all of yours.
Say, do you have another spell to use?
No.
And so you just like have to let it go. And so like there's a long time that passes where you're just like, dang it. And so,
Well, after he said that, would he not think like?
No, that's what I'm
maybe
saying.
we
Like
should-
if enough time passes, he'll message you. He'll do a sending spell, and
Yeah,
he'll say, "You just ran out of spells, didn't you?"
Yeah, this is like if you can send someone a text,
Seriously,
they can always reply back.
yeah,
but
it's this
you can
weird
run
text
out of-
messaging system. Yeah,
You just ran out of data.
yeah. You just ran out of minutes. Then.
I just reply, yes to both.
All right. Yeah. So do you want to just assume that you guys set up a time then?
Yeah.
Just
And I
like every evening, you assume?
yeah, like in the
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah.
And then Raya makes a mental note to not get high from, like, to not be high from this time to
Not
this
be
time.
high in the evening. Yeah.
Only during the day when we're fighting enemies.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Then you'll be drug hungover when you talk to Sabine.
Excuse me, I have done great at not
It's
doing
true.
that.
It's very true. It's very, very true. So that happens.
That went so well.
It did. It really did. You were just on the cusp of failing that charisma save, but I think you managed to pull it off. Cool. Anything else you guys want to do besides Toady waking up
Flowers.
in a cold sweat in the middle of the night? Oh yeah, Darius. Yeah, you want to do that again? Okay. So Darius, I think something when you kind of think about this and you start to like go into your mind to try to like gather one of these visions up, I think you realize something that's been kind of happening all day that you were kind of unaware of at first. Your head seems like really foggy, like so because you sniffed in a lot of flowers and got a lot of these like little visions, right? And they've all been swimming around in your head, and you realize now that they've kind of been like making your mind all like fuzzy and foggy, and it's kind of getting hard to like keep them from like interfering with your own memories and stuff because there's a lot of information that suddenly came inside your head. Would you want to make
Right.
a wisdom save for me just to see how well you're holding yourself together there?
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Me too.
problem. No problem, buddy. So you're managing to keep the dam closed off of all of this information. You're feeding it to yourself one at a time. So that's good. That's good for you. Cool. So you want to access this information. Let's see. What do you learn, Darius? What's cool about this is I can just like force feed you plot information, like whenever's necessary to like keep the plot moving forward, which is great. I think you see a vision of the caretaker, and he is obviously a fire genasi now, which you're unsure as to how exactly that happened because like he wasn't a genasi when they gave the mask to their mother and started the race, so you're not entirely sure how like being the progenitor of the fire genasi race happened exactly, whether or not it was like a literal birth or something more spiritual or something, you're not sure. But you see a vision of the caretaker sitting in a tower, and it's a very familiar tower. You guys,
Oh no.
you've killed people in that tower. Bad things have happened in that tower. But you see him just kind of like looking out over the ocean from the window of this tower. And you see behind him several fire genasi in these like vestments that you recognize. You found a couple of them in the tower when you went there the first time. These like black vests, and they seem to be preparing something, right? And so the caretaker is like kind of wistfully looking out over the ocean. He seems troubled. He seems very, very troubled by something. And the people are all like, you know, bustling around, getting some materials prepared. You see the pool in the center of the tower, filled with this like bluish liquid. And it's like, you know, it's like water, but like more blue than it should be. And you see some of the priests like pouring some like blue powder into the water, and like testing the ratios or whatever. You see some people like testing things with like the beakers and stuff, or you know, whatever the Aztec equivalent of these things would be, right? They're using magic of some sort probably.
Yeah.
And we see the scene, right? And then suddenly the priests like stop and like glance back at the door, and we hear a feminine voice say, "Brother." And the caretaker like looks back at the door, and the camera like pans, and you see in this vision. And Darius is like I think Darius has been in every single one of these visions. He's just like standing there like watching it happen, but obviously none of the people are interacting with him. And you look and you see a very beautiful woman in a gossamer green gown. And she has like, you know, the normal like trappings of Aztec nobility that you've seen. So like the gold like bracelets and like a little bit of a headdress going on. And she is standing there kind of like looking at him slyly, looking at the caretaker slyly. And he turns back and says, "What is it? Why do you come to trouble me at this time? Don't you know what I've seen?" And she of the jade skirt says, "It's exactly because of what troubles you that I come to you, brother. I'm concerned. I feel like you're becoming obsessed with this project of yours. I don't think it's wise. I think you're tampering with magics that should better be left untouched." And the caretaker like frowns and kind of like narrows his eyes at her. Says, "I don't think this is your area of expertise. He says, I've conferred with Quetzalcoatl about this, and he is convinced that this is going to work, and that it's exactly what we need to fight what's coming." And she, the jade skirt, kind of like takes off a ring of her that she's wearing and kind of like, you know, fiddles it around in her hand. And she says, "We've made magic item after magic item, brother, and still you're not satisfied. You're going to pour all of the rest of your energy into this? What will that do to you? We've already been weakened far beyond what we should normally be able to bear." And the caretaker just like looks back out over the ocean and says, "I have to stop them. I promise you. I will stop them, and this will do it." And she, the jade skirt, just like sighs, and she says, "Well, fine. I'll be here when you make it, of course. If something goes wrong, you don't deserve my help, of course, but if something goes wrong, I'll make sure to bail you out of it like I've always done before." And the caretaker just kind of like nods, and he says, "The ocean is wide, sister. And what waits on the other side?" And he just like leaves it hanging. And she, the jade skirt, just like steps out, and then the vision fades.
Is she a snake person at that point?
No, she looks
Well-
like a genasi.
So I think Darius just kind of like stops.
No, I think she actually looks like a normal human, probably. Like, still culturally Mesoamerican, but like, she hasn't done the Genasi thing yet. Doesn't seem, yeah.
Yeah, I think Darius just kind of stops in his because does he realize that it's she of the jade skirt?
No, there's no way you
Okay.
could. I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Well, wait a second. Let me think about this. I'm trying to think of the information that you know. We can obviously guess it as players, right? So that's why I just said it. But
Now, does he call her by name?
no.
Okay.
And even if
He just said sister.
yeah, he just said sister. Yeah,
Okay.
they likely wouldn't call each other by their names. That just seems a little formal.
I do always address my brother as brother.
That's yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's fair.
Do you address your brothers as brother 1 and brother 2?
No, I usually just say bro, but
Yo, thing 1 and thing 2.
yeah. That's accurate too. Make an insight check, Darius.
Darius is so insightful.
Oh nope.
Yeah, you don't know what the heck you just saw.
I feel like Darius is
Okay.
so bad at understanding these visions.
I think you even maybe missed the obvious, right? That
Making the orb.
well, no, I mean that I feel like he could figure out that out no matter what. But the obvious, well, okay, maybe okay, yeah. You missed whatever it is. Maybe you guys haven't noticed it, but it's fine.
Well, I think it's obvious that they're talking about the impending doom that is the old world coming to destroy them.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So then my question is then why, if that was such a cultural thing, why on earth would they give the orb to Isaac if they feared that so much?
Yeah, you don't know. So remember, him making the orb was separated by what, like 2,000 years.
No, I know that, but
So-
still, like, if that's part of their culture of like things from across the ocean are evil.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't you've only heard that sort of sentiment tied in with the betrayer himself.
And that's true, but
So.
just interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to point out that. Never mind, I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. No,
Well, what's
no.
unfortunate is that we're getting all these things and we're probably still gonna kill everybody and try to
Mhm.
take over.
That's what I was gonna say. They probably figured out about it through the crystal ball, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, we
Maybe the
know a
crystal
crystal ball of true seeing exists in this, and has been made at some point. Raya does not know yet when it was made or who it was made by, but she may discover that. Yeah. So cool, that happens. Is that the rest of the day?
Roll for random encounters.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I don't
Okay.
think I have
interesting.
anything else. Except like.
What we know we did. Well, I did.
Didn't mean to do that on a non-GM layer.
Of course.
0 creatures, cool.
Sure, that's what that means.
Yeah.
So I assume you continue on
Yeah.
the next day. Do you go up or down?
Mm,
Up, right down. B.
I'd say up just because it follows the river technically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
technically, Yeah. Which is I don't like that, but yeah.
Okay,
Oh
cool.
my gosh, the date today in game spells out 1493.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty
Look
funny.
at that. That's cool.
That's awesome.
What a year. 1493.
Right.
Also January 4th, 1993.
Yep. What a year.
What a year.
Oh interesting.
The
Okay.
year I wasn't around
I
for.
don't like hearing that.
You
Uh,
did
yeah, so-
right.
Into the cult of the dying flame.
I know. Yeah. What's the day like for you guys?
Exploring.
Oh, so it's the next day now.
Yes.
Okay.
Next day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to see if I find more of the drug plants.
Sure. Yeah. You want to make a survival check?
Yes. I
it.
probably don't.
No, you definitely do not. That's for sure.
I guess I'll make my survival roll for.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you looking for?
That's a good question. I mean, honestly, at this point, now that I'm like, okay, that was enough confirmation, I think, for Ari to be like, okay, at least I know that like we're heading in the right direction. I mean, just any more signs for them, because she doesn't know it specifically. She's not going to magically get into that hex, right, and be like, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess just for more signs of that they're around, I guess, is what I'm gonna go for. Hey, boyfriend.
Yeah, he'll help you. Of course.
Hey.
Anything for you, Ari.
Oh,
Yeah, what do I find?
Nice. Okay, cool.
I'd like to point out the other option was a 19 up +5
Plus 3,
Yeah.
actually. So
Yeah, you
technically
got
that's a 28.
A really good roll.
plus 28. Are
That's
you?
it.
Yeah,
That's-
because
that's
I
a
have a plus 3
28.
to all, I have
Yeah.
a plus 3 to all my survival rolls.
So you're trying to
Ari,
find
wow.
you're trying to
Yeah.
find clues of the dying flame.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad nobody caught that joke.
Let me think.
I didn't
of-
even hear it.
Oh wait, I was also gonna ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the crystal ball, can I scry with it, just not on Cebu for 24 hours? Is it like an unlimited scrying?
That's a
It
good
didn't specify.
question. Let's see if it has a charge limit or something. It might not, which is ridiculous.
I
We
feel
did
If I
find a
can,
legendary
then
one.
I'm
It's
just
true.
gonna keep scrying on different things.
Scry on all the things.
it would be
Honestly, even if
once
it
per day.
doesn't, I might I might just
Impose
impose
a
one
limit.
because that's pretty ridiculous. Crystal ball. What? It literally just says, while touching it, you can cast the scrying spell with it. That is weird.
Oh my goodness.
That's
No,
why I
no,
wanted
I mean,
to
if
ask
it,
you.
so if that's what it says, yeah, you have a scrying ball that can just do it. If that's, because that's the thing, right? I had you guys roll, and you rolled on the very, very rare magic items. So, like, it was a very slim chance, but you did it. And so I'm not going to, like, arbitrarily impose rules.
What?
So,
Oh my god.
right? Like, I
This
feel
is
like that
fine.
would be fair.
You could go and you could look and see exactly what's happening at the camp right now. And you could
Right.
be like, hey, here's where their defenses are. Here's where their supplies are. Here's what's going on. Don't go to this side of the island because there's flesh tunnels that are like expanding and consuming
Yeah.
the whole
Oh
island.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have so much power and I'm
You
not
can do
enough-
it on Faustino Diaz. See like what he's
I'm
like.
not
You can-
responsible enough for this power.
You could well,
That's insane.
It is.
you could scry on anywhere that we have already been.
I can scry on like literally anybody that I've just heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, you have stuff to be like roll it successfully.
I
But
know,
she can
but
still
I'm
try.
saying I have the ability to try.
True.
But I
Try
mean, like
enough
any
times,
of, the,
eventually you'll get lucky.
any of the places that we've been to, like all the villages and stuff, she can check in on them and figure out what's going on there.
She could literally scry on like Arendira.
Yeah. Yeah, you
It's
could.
true.
Oh my god.
I feel like they probably
You
have
could scry on the
protections
cult of
about
the
that.
dying flame.
Look, guys, I'm thinking of way things that have nothing to do with helping us. I'm thinking of so many more just like
Oh my
personal
goodness.
things that I want to do.
Much
She's
power.
she's thinking of essentially watching her own what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Never mind.
That's a little insane.
Wow.
We got a legendary
mean-
item.
We did.
Yeah, so of course
And
now I have to like
still-
make so many difficulties to keep this thing. I mean, that's obviously the thing.
Still no.
I mean, guys, if the Cult of the Dying Flame learns that you have a crystal ball, they will be like, hand it over, please. We can use that much better than you guys can.
Right, because they're going to be like, this could be our thing to
This could
win.
literally win. Yeah, make
The
them win.
war.
They
So
would
now we
win it,
have-
yeah.
Then we have a second time where we had to fight someone off from an item.
Yeah, so that's something to keep
From
in
an
mind.
orb specifically.
But also,
No, last
I
time
have,
was a mask.
Oh,
I
that's
have
right.
other orbs that like. Also, I'm just an orb gal.
Come at me, and if you try to take my crystal
You
ball,
know.
I'll disintegrate you.
Mm-hmm.
Look, do you want this orb that lights up or this orb that has an entire world inside of it? Probably the light up one, right? Here you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, it's glowy.
Now when Ari and Miggy are like off.
Oh no!
No.
Oh man, that will be.
That's what player
interesting.
Emily wanted to do a couple episodes ago. You're like, am I there?
Can Emily scry? Does he have to scry? You have to scry on people, or can you scry on things?
I can
Place-
scry on places and
or
people.
people. Yeah.
Okay. Can you scry to
Not-
find drugs?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
So,
think you could like
My
find an
question
object.
is, can she now scry in like the boat where Sabu is?
I think that's what she was trying to do.
Yeah, she could.
I don't.
You could
I
scry on
was trying to
Cebu,
scry
but you
on
can't.
Cebu.
Yeah, you would have to be familiar
can't
with the
scry on
place.
the
She's
boat.
not familiar with the boat. Yeah.
Could she use locate object to find drugs?
I could,
Yes.
but I haven't.
She did try it, remember, but it didn't.
Yeah, I think I tried it once last time,
Okay, I didn't realize that you had tried that.
possibly. I don't know if I actually have or not. I have it prepared.
Could
You tried
she?
last session, but you weren't familiar enough with it to be able to locate it.
Yeah,
Now that
that's
you
what
have
I-
some, you might be able to, but
and locate like that plant. Yes, I
Yeah.
could.
you don't even know if it'll
Hmm.
work yet. So I don't even know why Raya wants to do drugs at this point. She's got a pretty good in with Sabu.
I mean, but also like that's like I can be happy at night when I'm talking to Sabu, but then I have to get through the rest of my life.
It's true. It's true.
become a druggie before you see Sabu. Like that's what's not gonna go well.
Hey, Sabu, let's go do drugs together, man.
But
Oh,
yeah,
but
so
Doing it.
What does
Me,
Ari find with her natural
You,
20?
a shrew.
right, that's what I'm
two?
trying to figure out. Because I'm honestly unsure.
I mean, I think you're trying. What he's trying to do right now is try to tie it in with this random encounter that he's rolled up somehow.
Well, I'm trying to see if that makes even makes any sense. There's
I
a
mean,
couple
do I
of things at play here, and I'm trying to figure out how to run it the best. How to like
Is there just
frame
a
it.
billboard that says "Cult of the Dying Flame" this way?
no, there is
Well,
not.
it's neon and it's like kind of blinking out.
Bing, bing, bing.
It's
Oh, okay. I know what it is.
dying
I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay. Ari, you find a secret tunnel system.
flame.
Yeah. So you basically you find I think it's you and Miggy, right? Because you and Miggy are like tag teaming this thing. You guys find a similar thing, right? A similar like secret tunnel that has like some sort of like switch or whatever, right? That can like show this entrance. And the thing is, it's possible. Let me think about this. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do this, guys.
And
Let's end right here. Let's leave it on the cliffhanger. You find this secret tunnel, and that gives me time to figure out what this looks like. Because so this is the thing, right? We see you guys discover this, and And I think we get the shot, right, where like the entrance opens and you guys like peer inside, and then we get the like zoom in really quick shot where we like follow the tunnel, and like the camera like follows the tunnel really quickly, and we see it come out into like this fortress, right? We see it come out into the fortress the Cult of the Dying Flame spends their time in, and so we know where this is gonna lead. But we don't know what that will look like exactly, because there's a couple things that can happen here, right? I rolled some things and I want to figure out exactly how that will work. But this is honestly a perfect segue into the finale. I'm really excited about it. So I think that's where we'll leave off our session for tonight. Give me some time to think about it and prepare some things. So cool. I'm excited about this. Super excited about this. I'm terrified by the power that Raya Olafemi now has. But I'm
so much power.
But I'm very interested in the campaign implications of that. I think there could be some interesting things that happen. So, cool. This has been Terra Nullius. Let's do some goals and figure out XP.
Goals.
Who has the best wisdom save, by the way?
Probably Raya.
I have a +6 to wisdom saves.
Okay.
Dang.
Yeah, she's the best person to have that then.
I am pretty sure I have the best dex in charisma. That's worth anything.
What is your charisma?
7.
Your charisma is 7?
My charisma save is +7.
Oh, my
No,
charisma
his
save
charisma is not 7.
My charisma save is higher than yours.
Really? What is it? Just 8?
8.
Dang.
Like
I do have a
paladin
20
stuff.
charisma.
New Darius is very charismatic, apparently.
He has to be.
He has a very strong personality, strong force of personality.
Yeah, I don't like. I got rid of like the worst thing about me.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, fair. Your personality
There we
drastically improves when you don't have your evil ancestor living inside of you anymore. Cool.
That makes a big difference.
Toity,
Yes.
what goals you got? Buddy? You're working towards finding Idokali's sister, obviously.
Yes. Can I say I kind of technically sort of worked on making a name for myself on the mainland, and that I just sicked a bunch of golems on people?
Yes, you did. Absolutely, you did.
Kind of, sort of, you know.
Yes, and then you also.
I did work on my 3rd goal.
Yes, and so is that like a recurring goal where like if you do the thing, you complete like the goal for the session sort of thing? Yeah, I think it is, right? Because it's learn more. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you've completed that one and then worked on 3. So.
I mean, it won't be complete until stuff happens.
It's true, but you're taking steps towards completing it that are quantifiable. Cool. So you get 2,250 XP.
Woo!
Cool. Raya?
I worked on everything.
You certainly
But I don't know
did.
if we're talking about like, because like I found more of the drug plans, so I don't know if that's working towards that or completing it, kind of.
Well, so your goal
because
is
it's not
phrased as
drugs yet.
find out more about the drugs.
Mine it says find more drugs or how to make them.
Sorry.
What they are made of.
I didn't edit that one.
That's my full goal with all this, because I'm like.
Yeah, I love the way
to
you
do with
write
the
goals.
drugs.
Yeah, find more drugs, and then what was it?
Or how to make them.
Or how
what
to
they are
make
made
them.
of.
What they are made of, yeah. I'm trying to think of a better way to word that goal.
Feel like it's worded pretty well.
Well, but there's a bunch of stipulations. There has to be like one thing that you're actually working
I know,
towards.
that's why I'm just like.
It would probably be like
Discover the properties of the drugs.
discover a way to consistently do drugs.
Cool.
There you go.
Cool. Excellent.
That sounds like the entire plot line of every Saints Row game.
Okay, so you worked on all 4 of your goals then, yeah, with the party goal.
Yes.
Cool. So you get 1800.
Yay.
What a year.
Mickey, yeah. That's what I had left next on here, but we'll skip him for now and go to Ari.
I would just like to point out for a brief moment that we could use the crystal ball where we're at to like make a thing where we're at, so she could see where we're at, and then because she has true sight, she'd be able to like see, hey, this thing is actually an illusion, and this is what it really is, or hey, look,
I mean,
there's
she
actually an
automatically
illusion.
has that.
She has it in the spot that
When
she is.
scrying.
Oh, when scrying. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I guess you could. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, that is a thing you can now do.
Whew,
Good
that
luck.
sounds like a
Good
lot
luck
of work.
keeping that crystal ball.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but if I don't use it for all this crazy stuff and I just use it for Cebu, who really wants to take it, right? You know.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, if you
Nobody.
keep the crystal ball silent and don't use it crazily, it's possible you'll just keep it the rest of the campaign.
You could also just do it like really sneakily, like just use it while it's inside your pack, and nobody's gonna really know.
It's Raya. She can't do anything sneakily.
She can reach into her pack and use the orb, or she can use the crystal ball.
No,
It's
she has a dexterity of blah. Like doesn't.
It's a flat dex roll, okay.
So it's just luck.
Okay.
Ari.
I believe I worked on all three of my goals, which is get out of my contract with Lord Navarro, train Mickey, and find the cult of the Dying Flame.
So you also get.
Technically-
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you also get 1800 then.
Okay. I mean, technically, I found them. We're just not there yet.
But we
Yeah, you haven't actually found. You don't know for sure. It's very likely. The audience knows, but you don't. And you actually
Think of it
you haven't
this way.
found them. You just found their secret tunnel, which leads to them.
You get
Secret
more
tunnel.
XP. You will guarantee a finished goal next session,
Basically.
practically.
Yes.
And it'll just make it way more XP than if
Unless you
did it this
guys,
section.
yes, true. Unless you guys die in the tunnels, I guess.
Or if the tunnel collapses.
Or the
We
Why
we
did I say
wouldn't
that?
do that to us. You wouldn't have us go through all of this just to have us die in the tunnels.
No, I wouldn't. That is something that
You
I can
might.
actually say. Because I want you to suffer. I don't want you to die. I may have you. No, I won't say that. Anyway, so Darius.
Number one, learn more about how someone becomes the god of death. Nothing really, I
No.
don't think. Finish the last figurine.
Working on it.
Learn more about the caretaker.
You did that for sure.
And party
You
gold.
learned another concrete thing about the caretaker.
Concrete.
And so you get 1800 as well.
Yay, 1800.
And so Mickey did not work on helping Raya recover from her loss because he didn't make a roll. He did hand her the crystal ball though, but didn't make a roll.
I was like, did he even talk to me? Oh, I guess he handed.
He did do that, but it wasn't actually a thing he tried to do. He worked on marrying Ari. Wait, did he make a roll? He didn't.
No.
Dang it. He did work on proving himself to the party though, and obviously the main party goal.
Well, I mean, wait, did he make a roll or did Ari make the roll?
I didn't make any roll.
Because he had no. You rolled to see if you were
I
like
made an
ready-handed in the
insight
ring.
to see if
Yeah,
he
but
was.
Yeah.
but he didn't make a roll.
Joking.
Yeah.
There wasn't an opposing roll. I thought
I should have made a roll when he fake proposed to you, like to endear you to it or whatever.
So
but I didn't.
they would make opposing rolls for the proposing roll.
nice.
Yes.
If he rolled a natural 20 on persuasion, Ari just been like,
All right.
Oh.
All right.
Let's
Let's
do
get
it.
married.
Come on, Darius.
Man, I wish I would have done that. Now, didn't think about it. But yes, he gets 900 then, including in addition to the 450 that he got from Ari. So.
gosh dang it, Caleb, make rolls for him.
Sorry, we had a short session today, so
Sorry, Caleb forgets he exists.
wow, it's true, but wow. Okay, cool. He has 17,000 out of 23,000, so he's not that far. So awesome, good session, guys. Good session. I'm very excited to see what happens next, and I'm excited to see all of the horrible things that Raya does with this stupid crystal ball.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you're just gonna scry on Cebu a bunch. It's gonna be great.
That's rude though, how you put that.
I
That's
guess.
all I'm gonna say.
All right.
That's all I'm saying is that
All
was
right.
kind of rude.
It was a little rude. I apologize. It was a little rude. Cool. Awesome. So I think that's it for Terra Nullius. So are we back next week? Is that a thing? Are we all free next week?
Let me check
Feel
my
like-
calendar
Yeah, you
that
wanna
I
check?
have right here.
Because I am.
Yes, I should be free.
Awesome. So April 4th. Wait, is this the finale of the season
I'm guessing.
next?
If it's
If
12
it's 12 episodes.
It
yeah.
is.
then
Yes.
episode
Yeah,
36.
yeah. No, I can easily have it be the finale. Yeah, no problem.
How my mic-
Awesome, cool. I'm excited. I got some things to figure out. Cool. All right. Well, that's Terra Nullius, guys. Love you all. Thank you for playing this great game with me, and we'll be back next week to play some more Dungeons and Dragons and have a fantastic time doing it. So that's it. See you. Bye. We are out.